a man who, not as surprising, okay, as I think others have been, but still something that was like, oh, I didn't know if we're going to give it another go or not. Alex Smith has officially retired from the NFL. Congrats, Alex. He put out an entire video via his wife's Instagram. I believe it was a reel. At the end of it, he says to all his teammates, to all his coaches, to all his fans, both are all in San Fran and Kansas City and in Washington. I want to say thank you for believing in me and thank you for helping me believe in myself. I assume there's moments of doubt in all professions, including the one that is quarterback. Him saying that he helped people believe, or the people helped him believe in himself, especially when he went through one of the most gruesome injuries and rehabs. I think 17 surgeries or something like that, or 9 surgeries. Something happened. He has his hamstring as a shin. The rehab he had to go through was strenuous. The rehab he had to have gone through was terrible. I've gone through rehab for knee surgeries. The fact that he had to basically rebuild an entire part of his body, then rebuild every single muscle around it, and that part of your body happens to have to bear all the weight of your entire body on it. He was able to do that somehow. A lot of people would have quit through that. A lot of people wouldn't have been able to make it. He battles through it. The football was still in his hand and got a chance to get back onto the football field in an NFL fashion, starting and giving Aaron Donald basically a piggyback ride. Unbelievable story. Unbelievable legacy. And congrats, Alex Smith, on a hell of a run here.
Hell of a career. Number 1 overall pick. I feel like one more of the underrated and underappreciated quarterbacks. I mean, even
game manager, game. That's all anybody ever said about him. It was like, yeah, do they win or not? I mean, what are we?
I mean, he's 36 years old. Even without the injury, it would have been a great career and a great story. Went 5-1 last year. Surprisingly, I did not know that. And then stole the comeback player of the year from Big Ben. But I guess once you get that, you can retire.
I don't think it was a theft. I think it was a realization of what he went through to get back on the field was absurd. Yeah. I mean, just absolutely absurd. 5-1, great record. And that Washington football team, by the way, a good team. Hey, they almost beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in playoffs. People forget. Heineke almost went out there and got a goddamn win. You know what I mean? Alex Smith, though, afterwards in a GQ magazine, basically talks about how he didn't feel as if everybody in Washington wanted him to succeed or wanted him to play again. Ron Rivera actually came out and was like, it kept me up at night thinking about him going out. He 5-1, 6 games. Ron Rivera was uneasy about it all. It's because the scar is gnarly. The injury is known by people. It's just he hangs it up. I thought he was going to go down to Jacksonville. Urban Meyer alluded to it on the Michael Irvin podcast. He actually said, I like Alex. I'm keeping my eye on Alex. I would love Alex in Jacksonville or something like that. I would assume Urban had already known when he gave that interview that Alex was probably going to retire. So he was trying not to steal Alex's moment. If I had to guess, they know each other from Utah, which is where Urban coached before Florida, where, by the way, he won at. One at Utah, one at Florida, one at Ohio State. Let's all assume that he's going to try to figure out how to win in Jacksonville. Not necessarily apples to apples, though, with college football to NFL football, but it sounds like the way he's talking to his players, he's going to be able to adjust to talking to adults who have a lot of money, who have been around football a long time, and it's their job as opposed to a fashion or whatever. But Alex Smith, hell of a run, man.
And he's made a lot of money in his career, so I don't know if he necessarily needs to do this, but it seems like someone who's going to somehow stay around football in some fashion. If you go through all that just to get back on the football field, it seems like once you retired, you're probably going to stick around football and do something.
He's probably, I don't know. He said he wants to go on walks with his wife. In the backyard is about to be a whole new place, he said, for his kids and everything. I think he maybe wants to step away, don't you? You think coaching?
No. That's what I'm saying.
TV.
Maybe something like that.
Oh, because he's very handsome. Very handsome. We all know his story's unbelievable. Immediate credibility immediately upon stepping onto any set or behind any microphone. Oh, you're thinking TV. His speech he gave for his retirement was pretty good.
He's made almost $200 million in his career, so I do not think he's going to coach. Knowing what it takes to coach, I don't think he's going to do that, but something. I feel like
TV feels like the right move.
Or maybe he coaches his kids' teams and stuff like that.
Alex Smith retired today. Any thoughts on that? I gave an entire take about what an absolute legend, what he had to come back through. Rehab stinks. Couldn't even imagine for a hamstring as a shin. Congrats on a job well done, Alex Smith. Diggs thinks he's probably doing TV. You think the same?
I could see him being good on TV. Yeah, I don't know where it would be, or I don't know if he wants to take maybe a year off before he gets into it. But I am sure there are plenty of networks that are reaching out to him for some kind of role on TV.
He's very handsome.
Very smart and a good dude. Like I don't think I've ever come across anybody that has said anything bad about him.
And I think
honestly.
that's why the GQ article comments where he was like, well, Washington didn't really want me to succeed, or however it came out or whatever, probably taken out of context, because everything I've heard about Alex Smith is he's awesome. But then Ron Rivera came out and was like, I was a little bit scared. Every time he went out there, I thought there was a chance he was going to break his leg again. You could see how Ron felt that way. But if you're Alex, you could, potentially be a little pissed off about, hey, I've worked my ass off to get here. Let's have a little bit of respect for this whole thing.
Yeah, I think TV is going to be a good spot. Oh, if he wants to. Obviously, he doesn't have to, but yeah, I would doubt that he's going to jump into coaching right away.
I always thought Aaron Rodgers would hate him, but I guess he doesn't.
No, I think Aaron loves him.
Yeah, Aaron likes him. I think it was one of my first questions when Aaron came on the show. You hate Alex Smith? So no, same, very like-minded guys, actually. Big fan of his, because Alex went one, right? Mm-hmm. Aaron was supposed to. Yeah. Then Aaron just fell all the way into the 20s or whatever.
To his team.
To the Green Bay Packers, yeah, exactly. And the Niners were his team, yeah. See, it would be hard for me not to hate him. I guess Aaron did not, though. That's big heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. I think it's hard. If you're around Alex, it's hard to hate the guy, I think. One of those guys.
I think so, too. Patrick Mahomes talked about how he, to get him a Super Bowl ring, baby. Basically, this guy helped me out a lot my rookie year.
Yeah, Alex, what a weird situation for Alex. Because, he didn't know that, nobody really knew that Mahomes was going to become Mahomes and be a guy that, changes the way the quarterback position is almost played.
And evaluated now from now on. Now, I'm not saying that there hasn't been players that have been able to do what Patrick Mahomes has been able to do, but at his young age, what he has accomplished is insane, and he didn't even play his rookie year until the last game against the Denver Broncos. And the only reason why he was playing is because the team had been doing so well. Alex Smith has been playing MVP football so well. This was the year they beat the dog shit out of the Patriots opening week or whatever. The fact that that team was going so good and Alex Smith was playing so well, it led to the point that they could rest their starters in the last week against the Denver Broncos. Patrick Mahomes goes on there, dominates. That offseason, they go on a playoff run, they lose that offseason. Alex Smith is getting sent to Washington. We're going Patrick Mahomes. I was like, are you kidding? Alex Smith is playing the best football he has ever played in his entire career. He was absolutely dominant in that Andy Reid offense. They were balling. This is dumb. And then that's like, well, just wait until you see what we got back here. I got some text messages from some Chiefs that I know, and they're like, wait till you see this dude. Wait till you see this dude. I'm like, yeah, just cut an MVP, so get the fuck out of here. I assume he's pretty good. Alex Smith then goes to Washington, gets hurt. The whole story changes, but Patrick and everybody said that his influence on that team was a heavy one, and obviously I assume that rings true.